I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
What?
I hate to say this, bro. I hate it. I think I'm getting baby fever.
Are you really?
George, what?
I think I am, bro.
Bro, wait, how long how long have you guys been dating?
Okay, let's not get there, okay?
Okay, hold on. No.
Don't make it real.
Don't make it real, bro. Bro, there's nothing I can say to you that's going to be personal anyway. She'll fucking watch this podcast, so we'll just hold this conversation.
Okay, all right. But come on, answer it.
After the podcast, we'll
Okay.
But no, I was just, before people would bring up their kids to me and they'd be like, oh, look at my kid. And I'd be like, yo, fuck your kid, dude. Like, I don't care about your kid. Like, dude, I don't care about your kid, bro. I don't give a fuck about you, to be honest. So why would I care about your kid? Your kid's like a little version of you that sucks even more. Like, I don't even care.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Like, the only thing that I like about your kid that's better than you is he doesn't talk. He just says duck, duck, duck.
Just kidding. This is about blasphemous. I'm getting on.
No.
What time is it?
No, we're like 20 minutes in. We're good. No, but I saw this one kid. I was picking him up. So I have family friends. This Tina and Trisha and Tim. And Tim has this kid named Max. And bro, like I picked this fucking kid up one day at Mexico. Where like I picked him up, and he looked at me, bro, and I was just like, oh, I want to hang out with you a little bit more. And then so like I started hanging out with him. He was so quiet and meek and like he was just so cute. And then he would want to share his toys with me. And then bro, I had like an epiphany in that moment. Every man, right? Check this out. Every man, what do? They want to go back in time, right? They want to go, oh, if I could go back in time, I would do this. If I could go back in time, I would do that. And it's usually not like oh, I made a mistake. It's just like, I want to re-enjoy this moment. Or like, I wish I enjoyed this moment a little bit more and this and that. And then I realized, I asked this other guy, I go, why do you love your son so much? Like, could you describe it to me? Like, I know my mom would pass out and freak out. And I know this sounds really fucked up, and I hope people understand what I mean by this. But when I got my dog,
How dare you?
No. When I got my dog and like how he looked at me, like I feed him, I take care of him. When he was scared, I could tell he was scared. I had to comfort him. Like it was this thing where I was like, I had to be in control of this life form. It like it made me love it more. It was weird. So those two, and then the third and the last. Oh, you got jealous, huh? I love you too, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's a dog guy.
Hey, dude.
Sorry about it.
I'm working today, bro. What are you doing? Anyways, so he goes, do you love yourself? And I go, fuck yeah, I love myself. I love myself more than anybody. Like, I love myself. Like, it goes,
Well said.
God, dad, mom, me, Jessica.
Oh, he's playing with the knobs. He's playing with the knobs.
Stop,
Yeah.
bro. You're not
He's like, dude, shut up, Dad. He's trying to lower your mic volume.
Get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
I just
I'll add a
think
sound
of
effect. Trash can sound.
And so I was just joking. I was like, yeah, of course I love myself. Dude, who doesn't love themselves? If you don't love yourself, you have an issue. You have to fix that, right? So I obviously love myself. Jesse's going to pee on the shoes. The cat's being reckless right now, bro. He's being real
Cat
reckless.
is out of control.
Those are my shoes. by
I
the
know,
way.
but he's smelling it. He doesn't like shoes around. So the reason why you don't see shoes in the house is because he pees on
Oh.
shoes. He likes the house to be clean. He's a Middle Eastern cat.
Gotcha.
Shoes off when
Dang,
you
wow.
walk into this house.
Even though he's named Leonardo DiCaprio, he is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he's being a real pussy today.
Wow. Good joke.
Thank you so much. Anyways, so he goes, do you love yourself? I go, yeah, I love myself. He goes, well, when you give birth, is like your kid is like literally a mini you, but you get to watch you learn again.
Bro, it's wild.
It's wild to watch yourself learn. Like he's a part of your body that comes out, and he's like think about it. Like when you said duck, we're like cool, bro, like an animal. But when your daughter says duck, you're like, that's the first time I said duck. Look how she's doing it, like,
Dude, it's literally like every month or so, it's like a new software update a child gets. And it's like all of a sudden they know something else. Like she just a few weeks ago started pointing at stuff. And we're like, oh my gosh, she knows how to point. But the craziest thing is...
what was she doing before? Like,
No, she just stick her hand out. Just like this, like use the force.
she just learned how to. She just one day she's like,
No, it is crazy though.
she
Like,
knows
it
that.
sounds
She
so
knows that's
stupid.
power. She goes,
Oh my gosh.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
but I think it was Chris Pratt one time I heard in an interview say about his kid that about himself, he became, because he was living this like life where there's a lot of exciting things that was happening in his life, and he was basically saying it's hard for him to feel excited about things because he's so like numb to traveling and movie sets and all these things that are exciting in life and stuff.
Fair.
That when he had a kid and saw his kid experiencing new things again, things that weren't even exciting to him before, he now gets to like re-experience all that
That's
again.
what I was
And
trying
I'm
to
like,
explain.
and yeah. And now as a dad, I like fully understand that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's
So
legit.
that was my question. Is that true? So you're saying it is true?
Yeah. And I've learned to appreciate like, obviously it's like, oh, appreciate the small things. And it sounds like kind of ridiculous, but literally just going on a walk and seeing her look at birds and stuff and like take all this in for the first time. I'm like, wow, those birds are beautiful. And it is crazy that they're flying through the sky and like these trees and, you know, just the things that she looks at and looks at a duck and is like just enthralled by these ducks walking around. And you know, it is a crazy, crazy experience and really teaches you how to appreciate life more, which is pretty cool. And just like the things around you more.
But what a recharge, bro. Like,
it's amazing.
it's a beautiful thing that we get that at the time that we get it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel like once you have kids, you've really done everything. Because what do people say? I want to have kids when I've lived up to what I want to live up to, and then I'll be able to have kids. Because a lot of like people, I don't know, man. I was raised a little different than how society is today. So I'm not gonna answer for everybody around me, but I'll answer for how my mom and dad raised me. I mean, my mom and dad told me that like the day you have kids, it's no longer about you.
Bro, that
It's
is
no longer about you. It's
and I
them.
cannot tell you how true that is. Like, your schedule is no longer, you don't base it off of like when you can do things or what, like for Jess and I, we obviously like make our schedules together and make sure that, but once Micaiah came into the picture, it all revolves around her naps. Sometimes we can't make it to lunch with people because she needs to take a nap, you know, like stuff like that. That's like, it's so different.
But are you ever like getting out of shit that you don't want to go to because your kids?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's kind of lit, huh? It's kind of
Sometimes I'm like, oh, sorry, she needs to take a nap.
yeah, she's not, dude. You don't want to see her.
Dude, I remember
she'll point at you
when I was in Australia. I was on a walk one time, and there was this guy. He was a super friendly guy, and we started talking. But then the conversation started going really long, and I was like, all right, I need to like keep taking my baby on a walk. And he was like super friendly. He's like, oh, you want to come inside, meet my family? And I was like, in my head, I was like, could be cool, but also like, I'm not gonna be responsible for bringing my daughter into this random stranger's house.
Yeah,
And all of a
no,
sudden,
that'd
like,
be
yeah. So it was like a
terrible
little. I was like,
parenting,
let me
man.
play it safe. So then I was like, honestly, dude, I got to keep her stimulated, keep her on this walk, and then she has to get back to a nap. Like my wife's waiting for her at the house. So it's like
He's watching this podcast right now with his family. He's like,
No. It's all cool. I know the guy. Now I do. Because we talked for half an hour. But yeah, I do use that card sometimes. Very rarely though. People get it. Like if you have a kid, you like really understand like, oh my gosh, everything revolves around the kid.
I gotta ask you. So, you've done everything kind of like that you've ever wanted to.
Oh wait, can I just add one more thing?
Oh,
a
please.
random thought that popped in my head when you're talking about having kids. Something that I actually am realizing now is which is like kind of countercultural, but I am a huge advocate now for having kids early, which sounds
I know what you're
which
talking about.
sounds a little weird, but having kids early, I have friends who like, I think he was like 25 and she was like 22 or 23 when they had their first kid. And then they like finished having kids
And they're still
in
young.
their mid 20s. The kids are going to be like graduated and out of the house and kind of doing their own thing when they're like 40s, like not like back end of the 40s, like 42, 43,
which is crazy.
which is like, you're still in your prime.
Bro, that's 10 years from where I'm
Yeah.
at.
So it's like, you still have, and what life expectancy now is like into your 80s. You still have another
Half a
4
life.
decades to just like, not do whatever,
No,
but
no,
like
no, no.
work on the things you want to work
I
on and stuff like that. And you
million
still-
percent agree
So
with
you
you.
have energy to raise your kids when you have energy, and then you still have energy afterwards in your 40s or whatever to do stuff and like work on the things and the other dreams or whatever you have. Yeah. So I'm a huge advocate for having kids young, especially now.
That's what I'm gonna tell
You
my
know?
kids, to be honest, because I've noticed I've made mistakes in my life, but all of my mistakes I've ever made with career moves or life decisions were just based off of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, look, people are asking me like situations in my personal life, and it was just like I was scared. I was scared because my job it's not a regular job, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
being George Janko is not like, I can't go, if I fail at being George Janko, I can't go to like, hey, Walgreens, hey, I was really good at being George Janko. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, it's starting from the scratch is scary. And when I first started this relationship, I was just like, okay, I gotta be super successful super like ready to go that I could pay their life off of what I've built, just in case it doesn't work out for me. They could still have food on the table and opportunities.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, that's
cat
the
is
same.
like-
That's the same. Like in Jess and I's shoes. That's why.
But that's a
invest in
fear.
real
That's a
estate.
fear.